And today we'll go ahead and just kind of lay down on your back, feet towards the camera or whatever you're looking at to see me. And so just kind of lay down and we'll just kind of start somewhat in a Shavasana. So just kind of spread your limbs out. And then we'll start off with a few cleansing breaths, or at least 3 of them. So we'll take a nice big inhale into the nose. Just fill the body up with oxygen. And then exhale, let it go through the mouth. And we'll do that 2 more times. So inhale till you can't inhale no more. And then exhale, let it all go. And 1 more time, inhale deep. And then exhale completely. And then at the end of the exhale, let's begin to create just that nice, smooth, and even flow of oxygen in and out of your nostrils. So just kind of breathing in to perhaps that count of 4. And then exhaling to that same count of 4. And of course, if that's too short, you can lengthen it. Or if it's too long, you can shorten it. But just kind of find a nice, comfortable, and easy flow. And then if you like, kind of take your hands, bring one hand onto your belly. And then take the other hand and just kind of lay it onto the chest. And then here, as you're just kind of breathing smoothly in and out of the nostrils, you can kind of see the effects of the breath kind of in 3 parts. First, kind of the inhale as you feel the oxygen coming into your nostrils. And then you can feel the rise and fall of the chest as you breathe. And then with the hand on the tummy, you kind of feel the movement of the diaphragm. So just kind of sinking into that movement, just kind of feeling the movement of the body as we just simply breathe smoothly. And we'll take a minute or so. So as you're breathing smoothly in and out of the nostrils, see if you can just kind of let go of all the stuff you got going on. So at least for the next 40 minutes, just kind of let it all go and see if you can just kind of take your attention down onto your mat. So you're just kind of in this area, this rectangular area, and not so concerned about what's going on outside of that area. So just kind of taking the next 40 minutes or so just for you. And let's go ahead and give this a couple of more breaths. And let's go ahead and release the hands from the body. Just bring them alongside your side bodies. And bring the legs together. And then from here, let's simply just kind of bend the knees. Bring the knees in towards the chest. And then bring the arms around. Either give yourself a hug or grab corresponding hand to shin. Just kind of squeeze the knees in a little bit. And then just kind of give it a nice little side-to-side movement of the knees. Just enough that you kind of feel a little roll into the lower middle back. So maybe just kind of waking up the spine a little bit. And then let's bring the knees to center. Then we'll release the hands from the legs. Extend the legs up. Press a little bit through the toes. And then point your fingers towards the ceiling. Extend through the fingertips, tips of the toes. And then let's bring the feet into flexion. And then float the heels down. Take the arms up overhead. And just kind of allow the backs of the hands to touch earth. And once the heels touch, point the toes towards the front of the room. And just kind of pull yourself apart from one side of the room to the other. So kind of like a morning stretch. Just kind of ironing out things a bit. And then release. Take a nice inhale. Let's bring the arms up and over. And then alongside the body. And then we'll take this into an easy twist. So on your next inhale, just simply lift your right leg up. And then bend the knee. Extend the right arm out. Take your left hand. Place it on the outside of the right knee. And then bring the knee across the body and over towards your left. And to the best of your ability, so you can kind of keep your shoulder blades relatively flat. So as always, just kind of looking for that edge of flexibility, wherever that may be for you. And so you can just kind of hang out on that edge. And then simply breathe into it. So still hopefully breathing that nice 4 count. And then inhale. Let's go and come back to center. Then release the right leg. Extend it up. A little energy to the toes. And then with foot into flexion, just kind of lower the heel down to the earth. And we'll take this to the second side. So inhale. Let's bend the left knee. Bring it in towards the chest. Leave the left arm extended. Then take the right hand. Bring it to the outside of the knee. And let's bring the knee across the body and over towards your right. So again, just kind of finding that edge of flexibility and just kind of hanging out there. And then inhaling, back to center we go. Releasing the hand from the leg, extend the leg up, and let's float it down. And once your heels touch, let's bend both knees, bring them in towards the chest, and we'll go into a happy baby. So spread your knees kind of in line with your armpits, or as best as you can get it. Then extend the lower legs up from the knee to the heel, and if you can, grab the inside of the feet, or the ankles, or the knees, whatever's available. And then so you can kind of keep the knee and the heel in one line, press a bit down on wherever you're grasping, and just kind of breathe into that. So I want to feel this into the hip flexors, kind of that area where the femur bone comes out of the hip socket. Try to keep the spine as flat as can be. And we'll take a couple of more breaths here. And then let's release the feet, extend them up. Just give it a little pull from your hips through the tips of the toes. And then we're going to bend the knees. This time, let's take our hands, grab at your high shin. So just below the knee. And then we're going to do about 5 rock and rolls. And to do that, we'll roll back towards our shoulder blades, then up onto the soles of the feet. And do that about 5 times, your count. I like to say this is a lot of fun to watch grown adults do this, but the only person I'm watching do this is myself. And then just come back. And then we'll just kind of release the legs. Let's go ahead and roll over towards your left. Release the legs, bring them back behind you. And we'll go ahead and find all fours. So spread the fingers, place the hands below the shoulders, knees with hips. And then taking a nice inhale, let's go ahead and lift the right leg up and extend it back behind you. And then when you're ready, take the left arm, lift it up, extend it out in front of you, come into what we call spinal balance. And just simply just kind of pull yourself apart from one side of the room to the other. And breathe. Now bring the foot into flexion, lift your limbs up a little higher. And then on the exhale, let's go ahead and float them on down. We'll take this over to the second side. So now lifting the left leg, extend it up, press through the toes. And then lift the right arm up and extend it out in front of you. And once again, just kind of pull yourself apart from one side of the room to the other. Then foot into flexion, so you lift the limbs up a little higher. And then exhale, let's float them on down. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and take this into plank pose or high push-up. So with the fingers spread, hands below the shoulders, curl the toes under, take an inhale, lift up, and find your high plank or push-up. Now we're going to hold this for a little bit. So see if you can line up all the joints in the arms, the wrists, the elbows, the shoulder. And then on the next exhale, bend the elbows a slower down. And just kind of lower all the way to the ground. Release the tops of the feet. Now keep your hands right about under the shoulder. And we're going to do a couple of cobra poses. And to do that, what we'll do is press into the pelvis and just peel the upper body up a bit. So very light in the hands. In fact, we're not really pushing down much. Look up a little bit. And then on the exhale, let's take the chin down to the ground. Take a breath here. And we'll do that once again. So press into the pelvis, light into the hands, and lift the torso up. It doesn't have to be super high. And again, you should be able to lift your hands and keep the torso where it's at. And let's take an exhale, float the head down. Take a breath. And then from here, we'll go ahead and take this into down dog. So press into the hands, lift up. And then see if you can straighten the arms, squeeze the shoulder blades, look up, so a bit of a back bend. And then from here, just kind of roll to the knees, place the toes on the ground, and lift up. And let's go ahead and find downward facing dog. Spread the fingers, hands line up at shoulders, feet with hips. And then press back towards the heels. And then if you like, you can begin to bicycle the legs. So just kind of bending opposite knee, rolling from the ball of the foot to the heel. Let's come back to center by pressing back towards the heels. See if you can extend the hips up. And then take an inhale, high push up. And then exhale, lower down. Press into the palms, scoop up, upward facing. And then rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Press back towards the heels, extend the hips. Just taking a couple of breaths here. And then once again, high push-up. And then exhale, lowering down. Inhaling, upward facing. And then rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Press back towards the heels, extend the hips. And then let's come up onto the balls of the feet, bend at the knees, and simply walk your feet towards your hands. And let's come into a flat back. So lift your torso in line with the hips. If you can, hands to the earth. If that's not quite happening for you yet, Bring the hands just below the knees, then press back through your sit bones. Extend through the crown of the head. And breathe. Then on the exhale, let's go ahead and fold on in. So float the hands down the legs, relax the neck. And then if you can, just kind of roll a bit towards the balls of the feet. So head should be loose, breath should be smooth. And then from here, let's go ahead and press into the feet, bend the knees slightly. Then on the inhale, let's roll on up nice and easy, coming up one vertebrae at a time. Once you're up, squeeze your shoulder blades, take a nice inhale, extend your arms to either side of the room and up. And then clasp your hands, so extend through the forefingers. See if you can squeeze the ears with the biceps. And then on the exhale, let's take the left hip out and we'll slide over towards our right, keeping the body in line with the legs, arms as straight as can be. Release the right hand, float it down, kind of aim for the upper part of the calf, the knee, or maybe the lower part of the thigh. And then see if you can extend through the left fingertips. And then inhale, right hand meets left. Clasp, extend through the pointer fingers. And then exhale over towards our left. So you can take the right hip out, body in line with legs, and arms as straight as can be. And then inhale, back to center. Palms touch. Oh, I think I forgot something. Let's go ahead and go back into the side bend, and then we'll release the left hand and float it down. We'll call that a little extra bonus. Pull through your right fingertips and breathe. And then inhale, back to center. Left hand meets right. Hands touch, exhaling, hands through heart center. And let's roll the wrists, let's bend the knees. We're going to take this in the chair pose. So sweep the arms out and up. So hands are about shoulder distance apart. Weight back towards the heels, butt back. And then take a nice inhale, extend high to the sky. Then exhale, dip and dive. Fingertips towards the front of the room as you fold in. Take an inhale, flatten out. And then with the hands flat, let's jump or walk the feet back. Find a high push-up. And then on the exhale, lower down. Inhaling, upward facing. And then rolling over the toes, downward facing dog. Now step the feet together, take an inhale, lift your right leg high. And then take your right foot through to the hands, and let's find our runner's lunge. Make sure the toes are forward, the knees following. And then we're going to flip our left toes out to the side, and then inhale, we'll come into warrior one. So extend the arms up, press through the fingertips. Perhaps pull the arms back in line with the ears and breathe. Take an exhale, float your hands down, release the right foot, step back, and this time we'll just step back into down dog. So give it a pull back towards the heels. And then let's step the feet together, take an inhale, lift your left leg high. And then take your left foot through to the hands, flip your right toes towards the side of the room. Inhale, come on up, warrior one. So toes and knees tracking forward, ankle, knee in one line. Give it a little pull through the fingertips. And then exhale, let's float the hands down to either side of the foot, step back into downward facing dog. Press back towards the heels. And then let's come up onto the balls of the feet, bend at the knees, walk or hop, feet to hands. Flatten out first, fold in second, then root strong into the feet, bend the knees deep. Let's take this into chair pose. So again, weight back, butt back, arms extend, look up, follow the line of your arms. Then inhale, straighten up, reach high. And then exhale, dip and dive. Fingertips towards the front of the room as you fold in. Inhaling, flattening out. And then hands flat. Let's jump or walk the feet back. High push-up. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhaling, upward facing. And then rolling over the toes. Downward facing dog. Feet step together, inhale, right leg high. Then right foot through to the hands, runner's lunge, flip the left toes. Inhale up, warrior one. Now moving into warrior two, we're gonna take our hips flat towards the side of the room. Extend the fingertips out. And take a look right over your right middle finger. And breathe. Now cascade the hands down to the earth, step the right foot back into down dog. And then second side, step the feet together. Inhale, left leg high. And then left foot through to the hands, flip the right toes. Inhale, sweep on up, warrior one. One nice press through the fingertips. And let's take this into warrior two. So see if you can continue to keep that breath smooth. Gaze over your left fingertips. Give this one more breath. And then let's cascade the hands down to the earth. Step back into downward facing dog. Press back towards the heels. Now take a few breaths here. And we'll go back to the second side. So step the feet together. Inhale, right leg up. Then right foot through to the hands. Runner's lunge. Flip the toes. Inhale, sweep high. Warrior one. Then take it into warrior two. Take the hips flat. Extend the arms. And we'll take this into a reverse warrior. So flip your palms towards the sky. Then extend forward, and then up and over you go. Left hand floats along the leg. Right fingertips extend back towards the wall behind you. And breathe. Inhale, back into warrior two. And let's helicopter the arms down to the earth. Step the foot back into high push-up. Roll back into down dog. And now we'll take care of that second side. So step the feet together. Inhale, left leg high. Left foot through to the hands. Flip the toes. Inhale up, warrior one. Flatten the hips, warrior two. Flip the palms, extend forward, reverse warrior. Inhale, back into warrior two. And let's cascade the arms down to the earth. Step back into down dog. Press back towards the heels. And take a couple of breaths here. And we'll go ahead and take this into one more flow. So step the feet together. Inhale, right leg high. Right foot through to the hands, runner's lunge. Flip the left toes, inhale up. Warrior one. Rotate the hips, extend the arms, warrior two. Flip the palms, reverse your warrior. And then inhale, back into warrior two. Now take your right forearm to the thigh, sweep the left arm up and over. Side angle. So see if you can press to the outside of the left foot, extend the fingertips out in front of you. And let's go ahead and take an inhale back into warrior two. Flip the palms, reverse the warrior. And let's cascade the hands down to the earth. Step the right foot back into down dog. Press back towards the heels. And then on the left side, step the feet together. Inhale. Extend left leg. Bring it through. Flip the right toes. Inhale. Warrior one. Warrior two. Flip the palms. Reverse the warrior. Inhale. Back into warrior two. Then left forearm to thigh. Sweep the right hand up and over. Press back towards the heels, extend through the fingertips. We'll take a couple of more breaths here. And then inhale, back into warrior two. Flip the palms, reverse the warrior. And let's cascade the hands down. Step the left foot back. High push-up. Or downward facing, press towards the heels, pull out, and breathe. Now let's take an exhale, float the knees down to the earth. And let's go ahead and find all fours. Now from here, we're going to go ahead and take this into pigeon pose. I think we did this last Tuesday. So we're going to take the right knee, just bring it right up to the wrist. Drop to your right hip. Take your right leg, take it parallel to the front of the mat. Bring weight over. You can bend the knees if you need to. Come down onto the forearms. And then see if you can take that left leg so relatively in line with the spine. And then relax your neck. Let your head float down. And let's breathe into this. If you want a little bit more, maybe slide those left toes back enough that you kind of feel your body come over the hip flexor. It'll take you into it a little bit deeper. We'll take a couple of more breaths here. And then let's release, kind of float the hands in, take the palms flat, then press into the palms, lift up, look up. Pull out of your lower back and then release, come back to center. And then from here, we'll take this into a half butterfly. So just kind of drop over towards your right and then we'll sweep the left leg out and around. Now take the right foot, the sole of the foot to the inner part of the thigh. Extend the left leg out in front of you. And then let's all take a nice inhale. Extend your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Pull out of your pelvis, reach high, and then exhale, fold in over the leg, placing the hands on the foot, the ankle, the calf, whatever's available to you, and then soften the neck, allow the head to float down. And let's breathe into this. And then release, just kind of float the hand along the leg, bring the torso to center. And then from here, let's take this right leg, take the sole of the foot flat, and then we're going to step the right leg over the left. Now kind of take the right hand back behind you and then extend your left arm up and then take the elbow across the knee and we'll twist over towards our right. So to the best of your ability, see if you can take your torso flat and then take a look over your right shoulder. And just kind of breathe into this. And of course, in a twisted posture, if you want to take this deeper, maybe an exhale through the mouth, and as the body deflates, find a little bit more space into your twist. And let's go ahead and release. Bring it back to center. Let's go ahead and unwind the right leg. If you like, maybe just kind of walk the hands towards the heels. Pull the toes close to the forehead. And then just kind of relax the leg. Bring it down. And then once again, we're going to kind of roll it over towards our left. Let's sweep the legs back behind us. So finding that all fours position. And once you get there, if you like, we can do a few spinal undulations or cat-cow. So allow the belly button to float down towards the ground. Take an inhale, look up. And then exhale, float the head down, press into the palms, arch the back. And let's go ahead and move through this at your breath pace. So just kind of loosening up the spine a bit, especially after the twist. So it kind of normalizes things. And let's go ahead and bring it back to center, and then we'll go ahead and take this into pigeon second side. So now taking the left knee right up to the left wrist, drop to the hip, flatten out the leg, and then as weight comes over, bend the knee to whatever degree. But again, see if you find that stretch into the hip flexor. Maybe extend the right toes back and then drop to the forearms, relax the neck. So you can take the right leg relatively in line or close to in line with the spine. And breathe. And once again, look up, release the arms, press into the palms, lift up. So press into the palms, a little length from your lower back through the head. And then release, let's come back to center, drop over to your left. And then we'll take this into half butterflies. So right leg comes out and around, sole of the left foot to the inner part of the thigh. And then let's all take a nice big inhale, sweep the fingertips high, pull out of your pelvis, find some length, and then exhale as fold in over the leg. Soften the neck, allow the head to float down, and let's breathe into this. And release. Hand slides along the leg as we come back to center. And we'll take this into our half twist. So start with the right foot flat, walk the foot over the knee, Then left hand back behind you. And let's take the right elbow across the knee. And just kind of press the elbow into the knee. And now twisting over towards your left. And if it feels right, take a look over the shoulder. And then once again, release, come to center. Release the leg and just a little pull through the hammy. Bring the hands, walk them up towards the heels. Maybe not getting to the heels, but do the best you can. Maybe kind of flex the biceps. Toes come a little bit closer to the forehead. And let's release the legs, float them down. Now once you got this, kind of center yourself in the mat. And then on the next exhale, let's simply float down onto your shoulder blades. And then let's go ahead and bend the knees, soles of the feet go flat. Then extend your arms towards either side of the room. Take the shoulder blades flat. And we'll take this into twisted roots, so we'll extend the right leg up. Cross the right leg over the left. And then with shoulder blades flat, let's take an exhale now, float the knees over towards the left side of the room. You can take a look up at the ceiling or over towards your right thumb, whatever feels right. And then see if you can just kind of relax the body and just kind of allow the forces of gravity to stretch the legs and the spine out. Let's take an inhale, bring the knees to center. Then unravel the right leg, extend it up. And let's bend the right knee, take the foot next to the left. And then extend your left leg up. And then same thing, second side. Take the hamstring to the thigh. Basically cross the legs, shoulder blades flat. And then let's float the knees now over to the right side of the room. Either looking up at the ceiling or over toward your left thumb. And then inhale. It's going to take the knees to center. Unravel the left. Just kind of extend it up. And let's bend the knee. Place the left foot next to the right. And then from here, we'll go ahead and take this into Shavasana. So just kind of extend the legs out. And then just spread the limbs out like a star. Make sure your palms are facing up towards the ceiling above you. Close the eyes if you haven't already. And then just kind of let it all go. Just kind of allow yourself to just melt into the mat below you. Try not to hold yourself up anywhere. And And let's just take a few moments out of our Tuesday afternoon just to totally release, totally relax, and to just be. Wiggle the fingers and the toes. Bring awareness back into the mind and body. And when you're ready, just go ahead and roll to either side of the room, coming into a fetal position. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and roll on up, coming to a seated position facing the front of the room. And let's bring the hands into Anjali Mudra Heart Center. Thank you all for joining me for yoga this afternoon. May you see the truth. May you speak the truth. May you be the truth. Namaste. Namaste. Alrighty, thanks everybody. Do have a good rest of the week. And hopefully, we'll see you on Thursday. So have a good one. Thanks again for coming. Peace.